Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live at Cheney Alumni Field at Natrona County High School for Oil Bowl 2019. Thank you for joining us. This is Brent Jurgensen for the NCTV crew. We've got Mr. Madsey and the kids upstairs. Zach Nagy's here on the computer, and we'd like to welcome you aboard to a brisk evening here in Casper. The wind's blowing a little bit more than it was earlier today, but it's 42 degrees and honestly a lot nicer than we thought it would be. We just had captains at midfield, and so we'll get through starting lineups here in just a moment while we wait on the game ball. So we'll get that figured out. I'll go ahead and do starting lineups for this year's Oil Bowl. We'll start with Natrona County. They'll be on defense. The front line for the Mustangs, defensive end, Nick Frimmel. He's a senior, 6'3", 217 pounds. On the other side is defensive end Jonathan True. Jonathan is 6'4", 211. The nose for the Mustangs is a junior, Sam Jeffrey. He's started every game for Natrona at 5'11", 256. And next to him is the defensive tackle, 6'1", 205, the junior Coulter Helm. Outside backer, Dante Wallace, number 33. He's a senior, 5'11", 175. Other outside backer is David Miller, 6 foot, even, 175 pounds, also a senior. And the middle backer is Dominic Braddock. He's 5'10", 175 pounds, a junior. The Mustangs switched to a 4-3 defense a couple weeks ago in their upset of Cheyenne East, and looks like they're going to keep rolling that tonight. At the corner positions, you got Cooper Quigg, number 8, the senior. He is 6'1", 151. The other corner is Isaac Palomo. He is also a senior. And he is 5'9", 140. Free safety is Junior Harrison Talbert, 6'1", 155 pounds. And strong safety and the leading defensive point getter for the Mustangs is number 24, Wilsk Jackson. The senior comes in at 5'8", 169. He has a couple pick sixes this year, so looking for another strong defensive outing from the Mustangs. For Kelly Walsh, their offensive starters. O-line, the right tackle, I only have last names here. Number 53 is Hansen. Right guard is a sophomore, and that is Garcia. Let's see, 57. Garcia Vasquez. They have a junior at center, number 55. That is Reno Watson. Left guard, 74. I don't have a name for number 74. And then left tackle is number 54, senior, 6'1", Chance Burton. At the wideout position, number 29, Emery Usuk. He's a senior. Number 85, junior, 5'11". That is Caleb Cockrum. And number 7 is a sophomore, Cameron Burkett. Quarterback for the Trojans this year is Trenton Walker. He's a junior. And starting halfback is number 48, Phoenix Busk. The Trojans come in with a 1-5 record. Their only victory over Cheyenne South. They are a very evenly balanced team on defense. They're giving up the equal number of yards on both passing and rushing. As the game ball is being delivered, I'll let the cameras take care of that. Really quickly, team stats. Team rushing, the best team in the state rushing-wise are the Natrona County Mustangs. Averaging 234 yards a game and 7 yards attempt. They have 14 touchdowns on the ground and have 1,400 yards rushing, leading Class 4A. Kelly Walsh is the 4th rushing team in the state, 181 yards a game, 38 attempts per game, 8 touchdowns. But the key stat for them is 11 lost fumbles. Team passing, Natrona's number 7, 134 yards a game, 13 yards per completion, 10 completions per game, and 13 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Kelly Walsh, 81 yards per game, 12 yards per completion, 6 yards per completion, 38%, and a touchdown to interception ratio of 3-3. So overall, Natrona is the number 4 overall offense, nearly 370 yards a game, 7 yards a play, 36 points a game. They've scored 27 touchdowns, and only 8 turnovers. Kelly Walsh is the number 8th ranked team offense. They come in averaging 262 yards a game, 4 yards per attempt, 17 points per game. They have 11 touchdowns on the season and 14 turnovers. Defensively, rush defense, Natrona's number 5, giving up 129 yards a game, 3.8 yards per carry, over 700 yards total, 34 attempts per game. They've given up 9 touchdowns on the ground, but they have 23 tackles for loss. Rush defense, Kelly Walsh gives up 163 yards per game, nearly 1,000 yards on the ground, 18 touchdowns, and 31 tackles for loss. And I'm not going to try and talk over a helicopter, so we'll hang on for a minute. So tonight, Natrona County High School is honoring the first responders of the community. So a pretty cool touch by bringing out the game ball via helicopter. Well, that's just fun for everybody. All right. Well, that was pretty cool, Zach. That's a new one. All right, like I said, I'm not going to try to fight this. So, again, just a beautiful night here. We had some snow a couple nights ago. If you get a chance to check that out, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but we had snow just 2 days ago. And so the grounds crew at NC has done a great job getting the field ready. They pushed all the snow off. It's in either end zone, but not a drop on the playing field itself, and we are about ready to go. We're surprisingly close to being on time. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right, pass defense. Kelly Walsh gives up 162 yards a game. They're the number 7 ranked pass defense in the state. They have given up 8 touchdowns but secured 3 interceptions. They have 3 sacks. Natrona is the number 9 pass defense. I know that might be as a surprise to some of you. If you watched the East game a couple of weeks ago, you know why. I'll mention that here in a bit. They have given up 10 touchdowns but have 7 interceptions. They lead 4A with 17 sacks on the year. Now, an interesting side note on that stat. The touchdowns, 5 of those 10 touchdowns against the Mustang pass defense came by one guy. That was Allmiller from East. That kid is amazing. That was the number 5 all-time game for a receiver in Wyoming football history. He was incredible in the double overtime victory by Natrona a couple weeks ago. So take that game out, and they're pretty even. So team defense, Natrona is number 5, giving up about 313 yards a game, 19 touchdowns on the season, but have forced 16 turnovers. Kelly Walsh, number 7, 326 yards a game. They've given up 26 touchdowns and have 10 turnovers. We'll get some more individual stats as we get going. Oh, it's a good time of year. Packed house. People are still working their way into the stands. Beautiful evening. Thanks for joining us. 2019 Oil Bowl. Here we go. Hoppins with the kick to about the 8-yard line of the Trojans. To Emery Yusuk. Yusuk has an edge, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the Kelly 27. So Hoppins kicks off, and a decent return by Yusuk puts them on their own 27. Doing best we can to keep some stats for you this evening. So 2 receivers to each side for Walker. Walker's going to give the ball up to the fullback, and not much happening there.
Kevin Anderson, ball carrier.
Anderson on the carry.
Anderson taken there by Drew. And 52 Sam Jeffrey. Gain of 2 yards, second and
2-yard gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 8. Kelly, 2 receivers to each side again. Snap is low. Quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he's got room on the outside. Walker pushed out of bounds at the Kelly 34. So we'll see a gain of about 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Third down, 1-3 for Kelly Walsh.
So 3rd and 3.
Trojans from their 34-yard line.
And number 6 is in the backfield. That's Kevin Anderson. And the Trojans are going to give it up the middle. Anderson's got it, and he's going to be close to a first down. Spins out of a few tackles and gets out to the 40-yard line. So 3 straight run plays give Kelly a 1st and 10 at their own 40.
Easy contact there, David Miller from Arizona. 1st and 10, Kelly Walsh. Trojan scrimmage just inside their 40-yard line.
So Yusuk flanked to the left. I believe that's Colin Burrows to the right. Yep, he moves in motion. Snap, back to Walker. Give is up the middle and nothing doing that time. Coulter Helm leading the way on the tackle. Joined by Sam Jeffrey. So when I did the radio a few years ago with Jack Noakes, we would be able to see Kelly every other week. We'd go on the road and bring you guys the action there. I've only been able to see Kelly a little bit this year. So they run a kind of a hybrid belly option series, if you will. So 2nd and 10. The option pitch is outside. That's to Anderson, and he gets stuck out there. Nowhere to go. Will Jackson comes up and makes the big hit. 5 yards deep. Boy, they're going to give him a spot out to the 38. I guess that's the point of advancement by the quarterback, but a big play by Jackson brings up 3rd and 10 for the Trojans.
Loss of 2 yards. 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12, their own 38. Kelly Walsh, opening drive of Oil Bowl 2019. 2 receivers, actually empty set. Somebody had to jump offside there. Not sure who it was.
There's penalty marker.
Okay, they're going to call it on Natrona. So it's going to make it 3rd and 7 now.
That wasn't the helicopter coming back. That was the referee saying that it was encroachment or offside.
All right, so 3rd and 7 now.
3rd and 7 from the 43-yard line.
Again, empty set for Walker. Drops back to pass. Kelly doesn't pass too often. Short pass out to the side, and it's caught by number 85. The short hitch to Caleb Cockrum, one of the leading receivers for Kelly Walsh this year. And that's another first down for Kelly Walsh.
Cockrum taken there by Cooper Quigg for Natrona.
Quigg on the tackle.
Trojan first down.
That's Cockrum's 11th reception of the year. He leads the Trojans in receiving, not in yards, but now he takes over the lead in receptions. Again, the empty set for Kelly Walsh. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Here's Yusuk on the sweep. Yusuk is quick, but he is not quick enough to get past both Braddock and JT Jonathan True.
Taken down there by Dominic Braddock.
Yusuk might be one of the fastest guys on the field tonight. There's no doubt that Natrona's looking for him. I don't know where the yard marker went. So loss of 4 on the play brings up 2nd and 14. 27 now in it, tailback. That is Cole Kraus. Kraus, he's going to get the ball up the middle of the field, and then he's got a little bit of room. Bounces off a few tackles, and is going to gain about 10. Going to make it 3rd and 5 for Kelly Walsh on the NC 41.
Cross corral there by Wilson Jackson. 3rd and 4 Trojans. back in Mustang territory from the Trona 41-yard line.
So 3rd and 5 at the NC 41. Very offset eye, if you want to say that. And the give is up the middle. That ball was to Kraus again, but nothing happening that time. Frimmel in on the play with Coulter Helm. Kelly looks like they're going to go for it. Natrona is 4-2 coming into the game. Their 2 losses are to the number 1 ranked team in the state, Thunder Basin. Natrona was leading 16-0 in that game at halftime last week and ended up losing 20-16 on a late touchdown by Thunder Basin. Their other loss was a 31-7 defeat at Sheridan to the Bronx. All right, 4th down. Oh, timeout taken by the Kelly Walsh staff. So they will have 2 left. Apparently Darth Vader is doing the refereeing tonight. We got to get that mic fixed, man. That was brutal. All right. So the opening drive that the Trojans are looking for gets the ball into NC territory. 4th and 3.5. Short 4. Just inside the NC 41. I'm going to take just a moment to recognize the passing of Ron Estes Sr. this week. Forever a Mustang, and just our condolences to the Estes family. We had a nice tribute to him and the Estes family before the game tonight, so I wanted to make sure we mentioned that. All right, 2 receivers each side. Walker is going to drop back to pass. Looks like a swing pass. That's out to Chase, but nothing's happening. Ball scooped up. They might be calling it a lateral. We'll see what they say. Regardless, it's going to be Mustang ball. And they are going to call it a fumble. So the pass was intended for Cole Kraus. Kraus is an excellent running back. He's tough to bring down, as you saw earlier. Now we'll see if that was a forward pass or not. I can't tell. Looked pretty flat down the line. That's a big difference in field position, though. So we'll see what they say. Looks like they're going to go back to the NC 41. Yep, incomplete pass. So that ends the opening salvo for the Trojans. Took about 6 minutes off the clock, though. 6:05 remaining. First quarter, no score in the Oil Bowl. Thank you for joining us online. We're excited to try and spruce things up a little bit, if you noticed in the pregame. So we're going to keep seeing what we can do. So now, Natrona comes out, 2 receivers to the right. Harrison Talbert with the give up the middle. Dante Wallace bounces off a few tackles. 1, 2, 3 tackles, but he's not going to get out of that one. And it's going to end up being a loss of about 4 on the play. They'll give him forward progress. Back to the 37. So NC in the number 1 ranked rush defense, number 4 overall, takes the field against the Kelly Walsh defense that's given up over 320 yards a game. Talbert drops back. Little play action fake, rolls to his right. He's going to tuck it, and he goes up the middle. And he's going to gain, about 5 yards or so. There's a flag in the back of the play. Looks like it's going to be a hold based on the referee's actions there. We'll see. We have an officiating crew out of Laramie tonight. Didn't get a number there.
Penalty brings the ball back 10 yards.
So it's going to remain second down. And the Mustangs will have it at their own 27 and a half.
From the 27-yard line, it's second and 23 Natrona.
All right, so 2 receivers each side. Million Allison motions in. Talbert is going to go over the top. He's got the sophomore Roman Overstreet who makes the catch, stays in bounds, and is going to be down at the Kelly 47, but that's enough for a first down. Overstreet has become a go-to guy for Harrison Talbert. He's scored in 2 consecutive games. 6'2", 165 pounds. The starting X for Natrona. That's a big first down for the Mustangs. Low snap. Quick pitch out to Wallace. Not going to be able to get the blocking set up well on that. Now it's important to note that Phoenix Wilson, the starting center for NC, is out this evening. So Jonathan True has moved to center in his place. So you're not going to see NC with a tight end look tonight, more than likely. That's why Avery Cox is in at what they're calling the tight end. So they got 4 wideouts. Second down and 10. Ball at the Kelly 47. Good snap that time. Talbot drops back, zings one out to Cooper Quigg. That was an absolute rocket. Quigg had found the hole in the Trojan zone. But the incompletion is going to bring up 3rd and 10. Mustang offense tackles are Jace George and Phil Bergman. Jace is 6'4", 207. Phil is 6'6", 276. Guards are Coulter Helm and Brady Dutcher. Helm 6'1", 205. Dutcher 6'3", 201. All 4 of them are juniors, and the senior Jonathan True, 6'4", 211 pounds, is starting at center for the first time tonight. Talbert in the backfield, he's 6'1", 155-pound junior. Wallace flanks him. Talbert drops back, 3rd and 10. Wallace picks up the blitz. Pass over the middle is nearly caught by Million Allison. Just off his fingertips. And that will bring up 4th down. Had an open receiver there and just missed it. Now, it's cold enough to have that ball be a little goofy on you. Kind of tough to grip and certainly hard to catch. But that one was open. All right, so back punting for Natrona is number 42. And the ball is muffed. It might go out of bounds, and it does. Caden Spurgeon, the 5'9", 155-pound junior with the punt. Big time break for Kelly Walsh. That ball could easily jump back in the middle of the field and been recovered by the Mustangs. Instead, it is Kelly Walsh's ball, second possession with 4:27 remaining, first quarter. No score in Oil Bowl 2019. So Walker in the backfield. He's got the pistol. And he's going to give it up the middle. That ball is given to Kraus. Kraus is met at the 25-yard line for a gain of about 1. Now, he must have fallen forward. He's going to get 3. So 2nd and 7 for Kelly Walsh. Says the temperature is 46. I'm not buying it. Now I know the wind chill says it's 40. I'm not buying that either. It's a little bit colder than that. Got that nice pink haze just off to the east. The moon's rising. But like I mentioned earlier, considering how bad it was looking earlier this week, this is about as good as it's going to get. All right, Yusuk in motion. Stops behind Walker. The quick pitch back goes to Anderson. Anderson's not going anywhere. And the Mustangs play the option about as good as you can.
Took that pitch. He turned was taken down for a loss.
Walker might have got dinged up on the play a little bit. So the loss of 3 now brings it back to 3rd and 10 for Natrona. Wallace on the tackle.
3rd down and 10. Here come the Trojans from their 24-yard line.
So 2 receivers each side. Kraus in the backfield with Walker. Motion by Yusuk. He's going to go deep right here. Guarantee it. He's rolling up. He's going over the middle, and he drops it, but there it was. The quick rollout to the right by Walker. He had Yusuk. That's a good play design by Kelly Walsh. A lot of times when teams see that roll to a side, they'll roll a safety down, so they must have seen that on film. Ball is a little higher. That would have been a big gainer for Kelly. Instead, the incompletion brings up the 4th down and a 3 and out for the Mustang defense. Cooper Quigg back to receive the punt. Punter is 88. That ball is going to go out on the Kelly Walsh sideline. We'll see where they mark it. The kick by Colton Atkinson. He's the leading scorer for Kelly Walsh this year. Has kicked multiple field goals. Has become a pretty good kicker for Kelly Walsh. So the 3 and out brings NC the ball at the Kelly 45 on the right hash for their second possession. Both teams have had some shots down the field, but have not been able to connect. So again, twin receivers each side for Talbot. Low snap again. Ball's going to be supposed to be given to Wallace, but he's just going to follow Wallace up the middle. Talbot's going to get about 3 on the play. Tackle made by Anderson. And Chance Burtman.
2nd and 7. Natrona from the Trojan 42.
Give you some defensive starters for Kelly Walsh in a minute. All right, Talbot rolls to his left. Anderson almost had him. And then Harrison's going to tuck it. He rolls to his right, and a good open field tackle made. There by Siope Palipale for no gain. Defense for the Trojans, Spillane and Graham are at the corner. Kraus, Gray, and Anderson are playing backer along with Buskey. Parrish and Davis are deep at safety. The DNs are 74. Again, I don't have a name for 74. And Hanson, the junior Montgomery, is at the nose. So a 3-4 from the Trojans. Pressure off the backside. Anderson's moving in on Talbot, and he's going to be sacked. So Anderson with the sack is a loss of 7, and NC will have to punt for the second time. Just didn't see that one coming. Snaps back to Spurgeon. He tees it up, kicks it. It's a high kick. Going to bounce at the 18 and take a Mustang roll. It's going to go all the way down inside the 10 and down to about the 6. So a good punt by Spurgeon. Pins Kelly deep with 42 seconds remaining first quarter. Thanks again to all our support that we have from the administration here, Shannon Harris and Brian Honkin. Ms. Harris, our head principal, and Mr. Honkin's our AD. Both do a great job of supporting what we're trying to do here. Mr. Madzie's NCTV kids are busy. Well, if you check out their Facebook page this week, they were working with the WHSAA, making some videos for them, and so Pretty cool. They are a busy crew. All right, Kelly Walsh, first down in their own end. That's Anderson with the ball. They're going to mark it for about a yard and a half gain, maybe 2. So from the 6 to the 8, 8.5, it's going to bring up second down.
Anderson hit for 2 yards, 2nd and 8, Kelly Walsh.
We might get one more play. We'll see here. Wind has certainly died down from where it was during the kickoff.
Well, we'll see here.
And, yep, the Trojans are going to let it run out. So at the end of one quarter, we don't have anything. It is still 0-0, right where we started.
And there we are, then, the first quarter Oil Bowl 2019.
We'll be back here in about 30 seconds. All right, as that full moon rises off to the east, we will begin the second quarter in the south end zone. Kelly Walsh with the ball. Second and about 8. Not much happening for either team in the first quarter. Few other games going on this evening across the state. Will, as always, get you updated. East and Central are playing in the Capital Bowl tonight. They are tied at 0 also in the first quarter. Rock Springs leads Thunder Basin 7-0 that game in the first. And South and Laramie are tied at 8 in the first quarter. That game is huge if either one of those teams wants to make the playoffs. All right, so second down and 8. Kelly Walsh on their own 8. The option pitch to Yusuk. And Yusuk is met there by Wilsk Jackson. That is a brave call on your own 8 to be pitching that ball when it's so cold. Yusuk's the guy that can break it, though. So that's clearly why they're going there. All right, so a loss of 1 on the play brings up 3rd and 9. Trojan offense, heavy on the run, over 180 yards a game. Certainly trying to control the clock here tonight at Natrona County High School. All right, there's motion. And Walker's back to pass. He's got it off, barely gets it off. It's nearly picked off, and it's scooped up. That was a forward pass. Good play by David Miller to nearly pick that off. So I don't imagine Kelly's going to go for it here. Now last week I know that Kelly played Central, and they had a snap that went over the punter's head. There might have been even a case where the punter wasn't out. And so that gave Central a great field position. Oh, that punt is nearly blocked. It's a good punt. And Cooper Quigg's going to let it drop, and it's going to roll dead probably about the Mustang 47. So a pretty good result from a ball that was nearly blocked. So the Mustangs will begin their third possession now at their own 47. Kelly's been successful so far in shutting down the run for NC. Wilson Jackson now at tailback. Million Allison in motion to the left. 3 receivers to the left of Talbert. He drops back to pass. He's got a man deep. He's going over the top. That is Cooper Quigg. Coverage there by Nathan Costales, I believe. Costales is a sophomore. So sophomore on a senior there. Brings up 2nd and 10. If you haven't seen a Natrona game yet this year, they certainly, I know they're leading 4A in rushing, but they are certainly lethal with the pass. Avery Cox motions. Willis Jackson, he's going to take the handoff, and he's going to bounce off one tackler, bounces off another, and he's going to get a gain of about 3 out to midfield.
Willis Jackson, the ball carrier. Gain of 3. Mustangs right at
Tackled by Latrell Montgomery
the Trojans are Kevin Anderson.
and Kevin Anderson.
Latrell Montgomery on that stop.
So 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7 from midfield.
Mustangs' first possession of the second quarter. All right, quick pass out to Avery Cox. He's got some room. If he can get to the 40, he's got a first down, and he does. They mark him out at the 42.
Cox knocked out of bounds there by 28.
Good quick pass by Talbert. Gets it out to Avery. And number 11 gets Natrona a first down. Ball at the Kelly 42. Little counter play, and Talbert's got some room. There he goes. He's out to the 30. Stiff arm at the 32, and he's going to step out at the 26. That's a new wrinkle from the Mustangs offense. The fake toss to Jackson, and Talbert just snuck inside the blocks there. Follows the counter pull by the guard and tackle with a big gain up to the Kelly 24. 1st and 10 Mustangs, moving the ball a little bit. Roll out pass. Talbert's got a man in the flat. That's Cox. He makes a move at the 20 and is tackled down at the 14. But maybe enough for another first down. We'll have to see where they mark it, and it's going to be a first down. So back-to-back first downs for Natrona. And the Mustangs look to be the first team to put points on the board. 10-19 and counting, second quarter. 3 receivers off to the left for Talbert. Snap is low, but the handoff's given to Jackson. He fights out of a tackle at the 14. Gets it down to about the 9. Good individual effort there by Wilsk. The senior, 5'8" and a $169 with a good tough run up the middle, gives Natrona a 2nd and 5. Two receivers to each side for Talbert. Motion by Millian Allison. Over to the left. Low snap again. Talbert's going to have to fake it. He's got the counter, and he's at the 5, and touchdown Mustangs. The snap was low, so the play fake wasn't there, but the blocking was. Same little pitch fake that we saw Talbert get a first down on earlier. Harrison scoops it up off the ground and punches it in from about 9 yards out. Mustangs strike first. Ben Hoppins, who kicked the game-winning field goal 2 weeks ago against Cheyenne East to seal the double overtime victory, now on for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So Talbert, with the 9-yard run, gives Natrona the 7-0 lead here in the second quarter. Now with 9:23 on the clock.
Seconds was that 53-yard scoring drive for Nechona. Seventh place, 2 passes for 9 yards.
As the case is in any game, it's always big to get that
Then Hopkins.
first points, but especially when it looked like it was going to be a defensive struggle, there's no doubt that Kelly's looking to control the ball and the clock tonight. So it'll be Emery Yusuk and Colin Burrows back deep for Kelly on the return. Hoppins flanked on either side by 5 Mustangs. Wind out of the southwest a little bit more, so maybe a bit in the face of Hoppins. Hoppins has a big leg. He missed a field goal that would have been easily good from 60 a couple weeks ago. All right, nice high kick. It's going to go to Yusuk, caught at his own 11. Emery out to the 21, and a good open field tackle. We'll get a number there. Not easy to do. The play made by 22. That's Braxton Bundy, the 6-foot junior. You'll see Bundy run the ball tonight, that's for sure. All right, so Kelly now trailing 7-0 starts their 4th possession at their own 22. Motion by Kelly. And it's Anderson out to the left. And Braddock comes up and makes the initial hit. And Miller comes off his block and follows it up. Good individual effort on the outside there by the Mustang linebacking core.
24 Wills Jackson. Jackson and 30 Dominic Braddock. Gain of 2 yards, 2nd and 8. Trojans from the 24-yard line.
Kelly, 2nd and 8 now. They've done pretty well running the ball this evening. 2 receivers to each side. The give is to Kraus. Kraus tries to go up the middle. He's still running, but he's going to be marked down at the 25. So about a gain of 1. Bring up 3rd and 7 for Kelly Walsh.
Pull Kraus on that. Carry for Kelly Walsh. Spirit of that Mustang defensive stop was
All right.
Sam Jeffrey.
Sam Jeffrey on the tackle as well there. 8 minutes even left, 2nd quarter.
Gain of 3 yards. It's called a long 3, so that's 3rd and short 7. Right at the 25-yard line.
So Walker, 2 receivers each side. Yusuk in motion. Play fake to him. Quick pass out to the outside, and it's going to be intercepted. The pass is intercepted by Isaac Palomo. The 5'9", 140-pound senior return specialist comes up with the first turnover of the game. And a big pick for Palomo puts the ball at the Kelly 22. As Natrona looks to add to their lead. Overstreet to the left. Cox and Allison just right off the line there. Quigg to the short side. Talbert flanked by Wallace. Good snap. Give is to Wallace. He's got room up the middle. Makes 1 cut. Makes 2 cuts. Oh, and a shoestring tackle at the 12-yard line. Trying to see who that was. That might have been Zion Graham with the touchdown saving tackle, no doubt. Mustangs quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers each side. Cox at the tight end spot on the left. Ball is going to be given to Wallace again off the left side. A gain of 7, certainly enough for a first down, and Natrona right back at it. They're quickly getting play calls in. First and goal at the Kelly 6. Quigg and Overstreet switch sides. They are set. Cox to the right. Talbert, inside handoff again to Wallace. He's going to break it, and gets it down to about the 2-yard line. Ran into his own lineman. Actually, Big Phil Bergman. You can't move 276. Again, Mustangs quickly up to the line. Ball on the 3 now. Wallace behind Talbot. Snaps off to the right, but Talbert's going to keep it himself and is in for another Mustang touchdown. Talbot punches it in from 3 yards out. Good play fake to Wallace, and NC leads now 13-0 pending the extra point. That touchdown was 6:32 left, second quarter. Harrison with his second touchdown of the game. The extra point by Hoppins is good. And in less than 2 minutes, Natrona scores back-to-back touchdowns to take the lead 14-0 here in the second quarter. All right.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be the same one as last week because I got no reaction.
So second quarter, we'll get some, try to get some out-of-town scores real quick while we have just a second. Thanks to Wild Preps for hooking us up with the scores. All right, Easton Central tied at 7, that game in the second. Laramie leads South now 15-8, that game in the second. Rock Springs leads Thunder Basin 14-2. Thunder Basin living dangerously. They've been behind 3 games in a row now in the first half. Sheridan and Gillette, I have no score. They haven't started yet. That game starts at 7. I failed to mention earlier why this is a big game, not only for bragging rights in Casper, but there are 4 teams at 4-2. Natrona is one of them. So any slip puts you in the bottom half of the playoff bracket, which is a problem. Hoppins with a kick, and it goes all the way back into the end zone. It was caught by Colin Boros, but if you cross that goal line, it is a touchback. So Kelly begins its next possession on its own 20. So as I was saying, Natrona is tied with Cheyenne East, Rock Springs, and Central at 4-2. Central started the season 0-2 and has snapped off 4 in a row. East had Thunder Basin down 30-17 in the fourth quarter. The Thunder Basin Bolts come back to win that game 31-30. And East also lost to Natrona in double overtime. So the 2 losses East has are by a combined 3 points. Rock Springs is 4-2, but they're getting to the meat of their schedule. They will finish with Thunder Basin, Natrona, and East, I believe. So a very important game for both teams tonight for playoff consideration and positioning. Yusuk on the carry there, gets a gain of about 3. Hayworth on the tackle. Tyler Macon in now at D-line alongside Sam Jeffrey. Frimmel and True at the ends. 2 receivers each side. Yusuk's in motion. He's behind Walker. Lead option now, and nowhere to go for Walker. He dives forward. Smart play by Walker to not pitch that ball, because it might have been picked. So a loss of a couple, but a smart play by Walker brings up 3rd down and 9.5. Kelly's last 3 drives have started at or inside their own 20. Kraus in the backfield. Swing pass out to the side. Ball is caught. I can't tell who has it. It's either 28 or 26. I'm going to say it's Boros, I believe. Good middle screen set up there. Yep, it was Colin Boros. So a gain of about 5. It's still going to be short of the first down marker at the Kelly 30. So another 3 and out for Kelly Walsh. Brings out Atkinson to punt. Quigg back to receive. Atkinson with a booming punt. Quiggs got it and catches it with a fair catch at his own 33. That's a tough catch out there in that wind. That thing was knuckling everywhere. So back-to-back touchdown drives by the Mustangs have them with the lead at 14-0. They'll try to triple that up here with 4:25 remaining second quarter. Stands are quickly filled in now. There are a lot of people in the end zones on the south end. All right, so Talbert. Cox to his right. Looks like Wallace in the backfield. The fake is to Wallace, and it's not going anywhere. Penetration off that left side is going to end up with a 4-yard loss. So 2nd and 14 now for the Mustangs. Two receivers split to either side. Motion. That's Million Allison in motion, I believe. Wide open in the flat. That's Xavier Cox again. He's going to make a move at the 35, 37, and is pushed out at the 38.5, 39. So a gain of nearly 10 on that one, maybe 11 actually. Brings up 3rd and 3 at the NC 39. Nathan Costales on the tackle. Look for pressure here from the Trojans. Yep, here comes off the outside. Talbert tucks it down. He's going to go deep over the top. He's got a man, but it's overthrown. That's a tough ball to throw to your left. Had Million Allison. That wasn't the play design. He was going over the top to Cox on the bottom, but the pressure made him throw it a little bit sooner than he wanted to. So the Trojans force a 3 and out, and that brings in Spurgeon for his 3rd punt of the evening. 4th and 3, ball at the NC 39. Kelly has 2 guys deep. That is Davis and Spillane. Spurgeon with the punt, and it's going to catch the wind, but it takes a big NC bounce. Well, they got 10 yards on that roll, easy. So the punt ends up being down at the Kelly 32, where they'll have the ball with 3:20 remaining before the end of the first half. As is the tradition at the Oil Bowl, both schools bring their bands. So never a dull moment or a quiet moment. We'll just put it that way. Both schools have excellent music programs. Looking forward to the Fighting Mustang Marching Band halftime show. As always, we'll give that to you. All right, Walker. 2 receivers each side. Yusuk in motion. He's going to go deep. He's over the top. Quiggs there, and he's, nearly makes the pick. Perfect coverage by Quigg. looked like Jordan Jackson. Nope, that's not Jordan Jackson. That is Caleb Cockrum. My fault. Cockrum might have had to step for a minute. But good coverage by Quigg. Nolan Valdez now in at the corner. He had the big play in the second overtime against East to give the Mustangs the ball with a chance to win with his first interceptions of the year. So Yusuk and Cockrum off to the left for Kelly. It's going to be a delay of game on Kelly Walsh. I know I mentioned it every game. It's new this year. They have a 40-second clock instead of a 25-second. So as soon as the ball is set for play, the clock will begin on that unless it's a penalty. So now there's a 25-second clock. Well, that ball moves it back to the 27 for Kelly Walsh. Motion by the Trojans and a reverse to Yusuk. That's the guy you want to have it. He makes one guy miss, makes another guy miss. Talbert comes up and makes the tackle. So about 40 yards worth of running. Ends with a 2-yard gain. That was a well-designed play by Kelly. So third down and 13 or 14 based on where they have it. Looks like 14. Ball on Kelly's 28. Yusuk was run out of bounds, so the clock stops at 3:03 here in the second quarter remaining. Motion in the backfield. Quick outside pass to Kraus. Kraus has it. He's going to be caught by Miller and Braddock. And nowhere to go for Kraus. Sam Jeffrey in on the tackle as well. Well, Kelly's getting the ball to their guys in space. Neutrona's just shutting it down pretty quick. So fourth down now. Fourth down, and Mustangs are going to take their first timeout of the half. So each team now left with 2:39 remaining first half.
So as the temperature drops here, and you're going down those concrete steps and across the way on those metal steps, please be careful. Like my papa used to say, this is a great time to bust your wallet. So make sure you watch yourself going down those steps. Please put 2 minutes, 52 seconds. 2 minutes, 52.
It's just, I think it's the wind, but the mic for the ref has been pretty rough 2 games in a row. I don't know what's going on there. Can't understand him. I think they have to reset the game clock to 2:52, I believe is what he said. Yep, they got it. All right, so Atkinson back to punt again for the Trojans. His last punt was a doozy. And it's actually not Atkinson this time. That was Jevin Davis. Quigg. He's got some room on the right-hand side. He runs into his blocker. But a good return by Quigg. Gets the ball out to the Mustang 43.
Down there by initial contact, Luke Nathan for Kelly Walsh Trojans. First and 10, let's run.
Luke Nathan on the tackle.
Should be a terrific Royal Bowl halftime show.
Excuse me, the return's out to the 44.
Mustangs will scrimmage from their own
That's crazy. The time they put back on the clock is exactly where we stopped to get this next play. 2:39 to go. All right, second quarter action here from Cheney Alumni Field. Overstreet and Allison off to the left. Quigg and Cox to the right. Harrison Talbert drops back to pass. He's got a man. It's Quigg. And, Quigg had a seam. That ball was on him. Quigg just didn't bring it in. Zion Graham
Zion Graham
on the coverage.
coverage. Incompletion bring up 2nd and 10.
That ball was there. That's when you got to get.
Once again, Natrona from their 44-yard line.
So Wallace back in again at running back. He's behind Talbert. Overstreet comes down to the near side. Quigg to the far side now. 3 receivers to Talbert's left. 2nd and 10. Ball to Mustang 44. Talbot drops back again, and they got a screen set up this time to Wallace. He's moving inside, cuts it back outside, and is going to have a gain of about 3 or 4. But there is a flag on the play. They're going to call holding on the receivers out to the left.
Wallace taken down there by 41 Dominic Gray. Holding Natrona will bring the ball back 10 yards.
So the penalty moves the ball back to the 36-yard line of the Mustangs.
The Mustangs from their own 30.
Look, they had a good play set up there. Good play by Jevin Davis to break that up. He was the one I think that was held to create the penalty. So 2 tight receivers left. 2nd and 18. And a reverse here. That is to Million Allison. He's moving to his right. He's got some blockers out in front at the 40 and knocked out of bounds at the 37 of Kelly Walsh. And they're going to add 15 more on because Allison was grabbed by the face mask as he got the ball. Yep, face mask against the Trojans. So the ball's going to be spotted at the 47. Sorry, 37. Well, they declined the. Well, that should be added on to the end of the play. There we go. So that's fit. Yeah. So the 15-yard face mask penalty is now going to put the ball just outside the Kelly 23-yard line. So a minute 52. Big time game by Million Allison on the reverse. Overstreet out by himself up to the top. He's covered by Spillane. And Talbot is going to get the pitch to Wallace. Wallace has some room outside, but he's quickly wrapped up by 74. That is, we don't have a number for 74. Gosh darn it. But there's another flag on the play. So we'll see. Personal foul on 74. So that's half the distance to the goal. That's going to be another first down for NC. And now the Mustangs have it 1st and 10 at the Kelly 12. So they can still get a first down. Minute 38, 37 and counting. Talbot snaps right to him. Quick pass into the end zone. Ball is up and defended by Spillane. I believe that's Overstreet. Took just a little while to get that one up in the air. That's a long pass too. But again, Overstreet's a big kid. He's 6'2". Spillane's 5'10", so you got 4 inches there. The incompletion brings up 2nd and 10 now. Allison and Cox near side right. It's going to be Talbot up the middle. Makes one guy miss, makes another guy miss. Still running. and is tackled down at the 5.5-yard line.
Down there by
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Harrison Talbot to
Mustangs in no hurry to get a play in. They actually marked him down at the 6. So we got 3rd and 4. 15 seconds left on the play clock.
3rd and 4, Natrona.
Keep an eye on that. Talbot in the pistol. Wallace behind him. Motion, 3, 2, 1, and they get the play off just barely. Talbot, he's going to tuck it, and he's going to be sacked.
Harrison Talbot knocked down for a loss by 41 Dominic Gray for Kelly Walsh Trojans.
And I think Natrona's going to let it run down to about 2 or 3 seconds to go.
That's a loss of 7 yards. 4th
And they'll probably kick
from the 13.
the field goal to make it a 3-score game going into halftime. So a big sack on 3rd and 4 puts the Mustangs in position to kick a field goal. Leaves NC with 1 timeout left. Kelly Walsh has 2. So after the big reverse and face mask, the personal foul followed with another play that had an unsportsmanlike penalty. The Mustangs moved about 70 yards in 3 plays. But an incompletion on 1st and a low snap on 2nd brings up 3rd down. The sack on 3rd down puts it back on the 13-yard line, 4th and 12. And NC is going to be forced to try it's probably going to be about a 30-yard field goal for junior Ben Hoppins. So Sorensen is the holder. And I guessed right. It's at the 20, making it a 30-yard field goal. 7 seconds left, 2nd quarter. Snap's good. Down, and it is good. So Hoppins with the 30-yard field goal. 2 seconds left on the clock. Pushes the Natrona lead to 17-0.
From scoring drive, 56 yards. 2 minutes, 7 seconds. 7 plays, 3 penalties. Ben Hoppins connects on a 30-yard field goal, and that's where we are. World Bowl 2000.
The Fighting Mustang Marching Band parked back in that southeast corner, ready to take the field for the halftime show. NC Dance Team will be out there as well. So after a scoreless first quarter, Natrona puts 17 on the board and will now kick off with just 2 seconds left. Almost a deal where you want to maybe even roll it. So we'll see what they decide to do. There's almost no wind now. Flags are straight down in that north end zone.
11, Javon Davis. Ben Hoppins will tear up.
So Kelly with 5 guys on that front line there. Stacks of 2 all the way back. Hoppins, one of the leading kickers in 4A. Signal by Miller, and Hoppins is going to boot it, and it's going to the right-hand side. It takes a bounce at the 10 to Yusuk. And Yusuk tries to bounce it around to the outside. He's being chased by Wilkes Jackson and Roman Overstreet, and he's still trying to run, and that's going to be it for the first half. Great pursuit by the Mustang kickoff team. Puts Yusuk down at his own 9. But that certainly ran the 2 seconds off, and that puts us at halftime here at Cheney Alumni Field with your score, Natrona County 17, Kelly Walsh, 0. So both teams will head to their respective locker rooms. Cheerleaders gonna be down on the sideline. Boy, it's gotta be cold. I don't care how much you have. I don't even think they have their sweats on, man. Those girls are tough. So Sean Weiss and the Fighting Mustang Marching Band is going to take the field here. We'll let you enjoy the halftime entertainment. We'll get you some stats, and we'll rejoin you probably in about 10 to 15 minutes. So thanks for watching the broadcast tonight. We will be back shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field. The pride of Casper, Wyoming, the Latrina County High School Fighting Mustang Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Sean Weiss, with assistant directors Benicio Trujillo, Zane Romanek, Ryan Bell, and Michael Menard. Drum majors for the band are Anna Zettel, Jack Robitaille, and Gavin Guerrera. Earth, Wind and Fire is an American band that formed in 1969 and has spanned the musical genres of R&B, soul, funk, jazz, disco, pop, rock, dance, Latin, and Afro-pop. We have been described as one of the most innovative and commercially successful acts of all time. Rolling Stone called them innovative, precise yet sensual, calculated yet galvanizing, and declared that the band changed the sound of black pop. VH1 also described Earth, Wind and Fire as one of the greatest bands of all time. The band is known for its dynamic horn section, kalimba sound, energetic and elaborate stage shows, and the contrast between the two amazing lead singers. Drum majors Anna Zettel, Jack Robitaille, and Gavin Guerrera. Is the band ready? Here to perform the Earth, Wind and Fire song, In the Stone, please welcome the NCHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band.
He's the one that had the cell hooked up. Oh, that's good. Passes out.
You know, it's 37 degrees out. You could put your coat on.
Oh, I think it's good.
For about 5 minutes. Then it's cold.
Is a famous line from this Stick song. It means thank you very much, Mr. Bocato. The song tells part of the story of Robert Orr Charles Kilroy, otherwise known as Rock. In the rock opera, Kilroy was here. The song is performed by Kilroy, as played by keyboardist Dennis DeYoung, a rock and roll performer who was placed in a futuristic prison for rock and roll misfits by an anti-rock and roll group. The song starts out with featured trumpet solos by Sean Franklin and Matt Grable. Here to perform Mr. Roboto. Please welcome the NCHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band. Please stand and join the NCHS Fighting Mustang Marching Band as they perform the school song. We hope you have enjoyed this halftime performance, and thank you for supporting music and the arts in the Turner County schools.
Wrong school. Wrong school.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Natrona County High School dance team that are known as NCDT. The dance team is under the direction of Coach A.J. Campbell, Assistant Coach Leah Witzakwa, Team Captain Megan Bean, and Co-Captain Eliza Walters. The dance team performs to Another One Bites the Dust.
Probably. hurt. Watching him use the split. That hurt so bad. I tried doing that. I broke something. It hurt us more. This is not the song I was expecting.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks so much, Victoria County High School Cheer Squad. Like I say, every morning at 6 o'clock, they're running their laps. Coach Baker and the staff gets in hard to work.
What? What? Why? Yeah, which is surprising because this school is like twice as big. This school would be like well, K-Dog is more academic. This school is more sports-based. The only one that's better than K-Dog last year was K-Dog.
All right, that ends the halftime entertainment here at the Oil Bowl in 2019. The dance team and cheer team finishing that off. Man, I don't know how many girls Coach Baker has out for cheer, but there were a lot of them out there. So great job to that crew and the dance crew, and obviously the marching band put on a great show. As I've mentioned every week, they learn new music every week and try to do it college style. So great job by them. Little sticks on there and some pretty fun funk music out there. So we have some general team stats for you for halftime. Trying something new here. We'll see what this looks like. So there you go. There's our stats for the first half. Kind of a defensive battle, to be honest with you. Kelly had 27 yards on the ground and only 13 yards passing, and that's like the norm for the Trojans. They end up with 40 total yards of offense in the first half. They had a couple big plays, but just couldn't sustain any drives to be able to muster any offense there. And 4 penalties on Kelly Walsh. 2 of them were 15-yarders. So other than that, it's been a pretty clean ball game for the Trojans so far. The one turnover was an interception by Isaac Palomo. The Mustangs, 82 yards on the ground, 60 in the air with 142 for the game total. No turnovers. They have 4 penalties for 48 yards, which leaves us with a 17-0 halftime score. Get to the magic 3-minute mark, and Kelly Walsh is back out on the field, and so is Natrona. Well, I think Natrona's coming out. But at any rate, just trying something new with that stat board. So that looks pretty good, Zach. Good job, man. Get those numbers in there. So the numbers just kind of reflect the season total so far. You know, Kelly's a run-oriented offense. They've run the ball fairly effectively. It's just tough sledding. Trying to get guys in space. They've done a lot of different stuff. Swing passes, option, everything they can to get everybody involved. Sweet Caroline at halftime here. And the Kelly defense, I know that was a concern of the Mustang coaching staff. They really felt that Kelly had one of the better defenses that they've seen so far, and they certainly have played well. Natrona with 80 yards on the ground, I think it was. Yeah, 80 yards on the ground and about 60 in the air. But a lot of those running yards came on the big reverse by Million Allison right there before the half. Just to recap scoring, no score in the first quarter. And both teams traded punts. But Harrison Talbert cracked the scoring open with a 9-yard touchdown run. That with 9:23 left in the second quarter. He would add a second touchdown at the 6:32 mark after an interception by Palomo to double the score to 14-0. With 2 seconds left in the half, Ben Hoppins, the junior kicker for Natrona, hit a 30-yard field goal, making it 17-0, and that's where we stand right now. So we'll get to the prep scoreboard. Not sure if you've read the news this week, but Midwest had to forfeit their season earlier this week due to injuries and just didn't have enough guys to keep going. So that's unfortunate for those guys. They were having a pretty good season. But at any rate, all the non-varsity opponent games and the 6-man games are tomorrow. One interclass game tonight. Number 5 in 2A Burns is leading 1A Pine Bluffs 12-0. That's a rivalry game for sure. As I mentioned, Guernsey gets the win over Midwest via forfeit. Lingle, the Doggers, in a dogfight with KC. That game 34-33 in the first quarter. Matisse at Riverside says it's in progress. No score update there. Wind River and Shoshone are knotted up at 0 that game early. Also 0-0 is Lusk and Wright. Lusk, the number 5 team in 1A. Upton Sundance, the Patriots, lead number 4 Southeast 20-0. Southeast was the surprise team in Class 1A this year, but they're down early to the Patriots. And the battle between Bighorn and Tongue River is all the Rams. Bighorn number 1 in 1A, 49-0 over Tongue River. That game in the second quarter. In 2A, Cameron Glenrock tied at 0 in the second. Also tied at 0 are Grable and Lovell. A battle up there in, oh boy, that's still in Park County? I think it is. Oh, sorry if I'm wrong there. Number 2, Buffalo leads Wheatland 36-0 at half. Thermopolis, number 4, the Bobcats lead 47.5 over Newcastle, the Dogs. And final scores out of 2A. Number 3, Big Piney held off Pinedale. The game was 7-6 late. Piney got a safety and came away with the win. And number 1, Mountain View defeated Lincoln County rival Lyman 45-0. Mountain View is legit. They have got a lot of kids coming back from a pretty good team last year. All right. In 3A, Torrington and Riverton tied at 0. That game in the first. In Park County, I know this for sure. Cody, number 2 in Class 3A, leads number 5 Powell 17-0. That game early in the first. Lander and Rollins tied at 0. Green River leads Evanston 7-0. That game early as well. Douglas and Worland knotted up at 0. And Star Valley leads number 3 Jackson in the big-time matchup in 3A. That game is 7-0 and in the third quarter. 4A now, Sheridan in the Energy Bowl leads Gillette 7-0 that game in the first quarter. Rock Springs is still beating Thunder Basin 14-2. I believe that game is in Rock Springs. What a huge win that would be for Coach Lionheart. Laramie leads South 28-21 at halftime. And Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central in the Capital Bowl are tied 7-all at half. Our score here at Cheney Alumni Field as we get ready for the third quarter is 17-0. Natrona County leads. And they will be getting the ball to start the second half. Thank you to the concession stand for the coffee. I feel like I'm going to need it for my hands. It is getting chilly. Yeah. Down to 36 now. There's no way that's true. 34 on my phone. All right. So I think we have just about 200 viewers. Thanks for joining us tonight. I think we're on at Old Chicago in Casper. It's crazy. Thanks to Rainey for giving us a shout out there and asking us to be a part of their evening tonight. So hope everybody's staying warm and enjoying the show. 24 minutes of Casper High School football. Starts with Atkinson with a low liner. That one's going to Wills Jackson. He catches it at his own 6. Looking for room up the middle. Makes a cut. He's got room. He's at his own 30. Wiggles out of one there. And at the 33, some late flags in on the play. Oh, boy. Wills had a seam, and it closed down quickly. It was a good catch by Wills. That was like a satellite ball. Flags down at the NC 26. It looks like it's going to be a hold on the Mustangs. Oh, blindside block. That's a 15-yarder. I haven't seen that one called yet. So the penalty will move the ball back to the Mustang 19-yard line. So Harrison Talbert, who already has 2 touchdowns tonight, will lead the Mustang offense onto the field to start the second half. All right, so they're making it from the spot of the foul, so that moves it down to the NC 18. Oh no, we've got the referee's mic again. Did he get it turned off? Oh, this happened against Cheyenne East. It was terrible. Oh, so bad. Okay, so third quarter action. Here we go. Option. Whoa, holy cow. A lot going on in the backfield. There's Bundy. Braxton Bundy in now at tailback. So 2nd down and 4. Now 6-yard gain for Bundy. Two backs to a back to either side for Talbot. Ball's low. Inside give is to Wallace, and Wallace is going to be stopped for no gain. So the no gain brings up 3rd down. Bundy comes out and Avery Cox back in. So 4 receivers. Three to the right for Talbot. Wallace in the backfield. Kelly's brought pressure here tonight. And they don't bring it this time. Talbot, the low pass is caught by Cox, but it was too low for Avery to be able to run with it. So that's going to bring up a 4th down on the first possession for NC in the second half. Start it with a 3 and out. So Kelly stands to get good field position here. Spurgeon back to punt again. He's already had a couple good ones tonight. No wind to speak of. Snap is good. Spurgeon gets a nice high kick. That ball is going to go and bounce at the NC 47 and go all the way over to the Kelly 38. So another good bounce off the Spurgeon punt. Puts Kelly on their own left hash. 9:43, 3rd quarter. So Mustang defense held Kelly to about 40 yards of offense in the first half. Kelly had a couple open looks, but just not enough to sustain a drive. So 2 receivers to each side for Kelly. Official's going to stop the play just for a moment. Get the ball switched out. No, they don't. Okay. So here we go. Burrows to the right of Walker. Yusuk in motion. The give is up the middle to Kraus. Kraus with a gain of about 1.5 yards.
This is stopped there. Coulter, Helm for the Mustangs. Gain of 2 yards, 2nd and 8.
I know it doesn't quite look like it, but this is essentially a wing option look. It's just that we're used to seeing this with a fullback way up tight and the quarterback underneath the center. But essentially, if you've watched Rock Springs in the last 2 decades, this looks very familiar. All right, Walker. He gives the ball up the middle again. Kraus bounces off one tackle, bounces off a second. Is going to be driven down with the pile. Sam Jeffries in there, along with David Miller. So a gain of about 3 brings up 3rd and 4, 5.
Ball noses up to Kelly Walsh. 44-yard line.
And Kelly only averages about 80 yards passing a game. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here. Empty set for Walker. It's going to be, Walker's going to keep it himself. Tucks it in and he's going nowhere. Great read by Dominic Braddock. The junior comes up and makes a play with Jonathan True. And no gain on that play. So a gain of 0. And we've got another 3 and out to start the half. So both teams 3 and out on their first possessions at the half. Atkinson and Jevin Davis back. Davis, nearly blocked again. A high booming punt's going to hit at the 29 and take a Kelly bounce. No one's going to roll all the way down to the NC 17. So after a decent return by Wilson Jackson, the penalty moved it back to the NC 18. So 2 drives to start the second half for Natrona, both of them inside their own 20. Three-man front for the Trojans. Polly and Anderson flanking those 3 interior linemen. Talbert. Low snap. Ball's going to be given to Wallace. He's got a little room going up the middle. Takes it out to about the 20, maybe just across the 20. Gain of about 3.5. Then bring it up 2nd and 6. And here comes the wind again. So now it's blowing out of the northwest.
Gain of 3 yards, 2nd and 7 Natrona. The ball just over the 20-yard line.
Talbert. Brings Kobe Kelly in motion. Snap's good. Talbert drops back. He's got a little time, and now he's got a lot of room to run. He's at the 30, at the 40, stays in bounds, makes one cut, and is going to be tackled at the 44. So a 26-yard gain by Talbert gets the Mustangs the first down. And at worst, Natrona flips the field. So back to the 2-back set. Kelly off to the right. Millian Allison and Cox now to the right. Gave his to Wallace. He's got a little bit of room off the outside, but a good tackle made in the open field by Jevin Davis. This play might be coming back anyway for an illegal shift penalty by the far side official. When you make a shift like that, you have to stay set for at least a second. And they didn't do it. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Mustangs for an illegal shift. Play looked like it had some room. Quickly shut down by Davis. Haynes True into the game now. Replaces Brady Dutcher for a moment. So 3 receivers now bunched to the left of Talbert. Allison, Kelly, and Cox. Overstreet by himself up top. He's going to run inside crossing route. Not sure if he looked quite soon enough for that one. Defense by Esias Spillane. So 3rd and 11.5 now. So, Talbert, 2 receivers each side. No pressure from Kelly. He's still looking, finds a man downfield, and it is maybe tipped. I'm not sure if it was. It hit off the shoulder pad of Avery Cox. But the incompletion is going to bring up 4th down.
Davis on that defensive stop.
So Spurgeon on to punt again. I'm not sure if he punted last week. I don't think he did. So he's doing a good job tonight for his first time being a punter. Oh, and a nice wobbly kick. That one's tough to field, but it is caught by Spillane and nothing doing. The tackle by Palomo will give the Trojans the ball on their own 20. Great open field tackle by Palomo. You know, really, both teams tonight have done a good job of tackling. Been very few runs broken after initial contact. It's been all open space, which has been very tough to find, I might add. So I probably should have started with this tonight. Just a little oil bowl history. Series history. Natrona leads 41-14. Series began back in 1965. Walker with the give to Kraus. Kraus sidesteps, and he's not going to be able to get past Sam Jeffries and Jonathan True and Dante Wallace all in on the play. NC's biggest win was 51-0. That back in 2014. Biggest Kelly Walsh win in the series is 24-0. The back in 1983. Most points scored is by Natrona in 1999. That game was 59-13. That was my first year on staff here at Natrona. I remember that game. That game was here. Longest NC win streak is 10 from 92 to 01. Longest KW win streak is 4 from 80 to 83. Walker with no backs in the backfield now. Looks like it's going to be a give to Yusuk. Yusuk around that right-hand side. He's got some room, and he's got the sideline. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 30. I can't tell where he's spotting it. The 31, 32, 31. So that's going to be a first down. If there's anybody that Kelly has that has that big play potential, it's Yusuk. Natrona's won the last 2 oil bowls. NC won last year 42-12 and won in 2017 31-0. These teams have met 6 times in the playoffs, and Natrona's won every matchup. Walker with the give to Kraus. Kraus has a little seam up the middle. He's going to get about 7 to 8 on the first down carry. Since 2011, since 2012, Kelly's made the playoffs every year. They've been eliminated in the quarterfinals 6 of those years. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 6 of those years, 4 of them by Natrona. In 2017, the Trojans made it to the state semifinals. And are attempting to keep their playoff hopes alive today. All right, Kraus with the attempt up the middle and nothing doing there. Stacked up by the left side of the defensive line for NC. Miller, True, and DeAnthony Smith now in at D-line. So third quarter, just past the 4-minute mark left. NC still leads 17-0. Empty backfield for Walker. He's going to have option with Yusuk off to the right. Great individual effort by David Miller. The defensive end strung that play out. That's exactly how you play the option. Yusuk got the pitch, and Miller was all over him. So a loss on the play puts it back at the Kelly 35. And brings up another 4th down. So Kelly gets off its own 20-yard line, gets a first down, picks up a few more yards, but it's going to be forced to punt again here in the second half. Atkinson and Davis back to kick. Davis with a high kick. It's going to hit at the Natrona 41 and take a Kelly roll down to right on the 35-yard line. So 2:54 left, third quarter. Mustangs lead 17-0.
That's right, folks. Slippery Rock is undefeated. They play Mercyhurst. Homecoming tomorrow at the
Coach Madsen. All right. So Natrona, 2 receivers to each side. The low snap again, but gives Wallace some time. He's got breaking one. He's breaking another. He's at the 50. The 45. Quig out front trying to block, but out at the 30-yard line. Big game for Dante Wallace. Finally busts one. Been running hard tonight. He had 15 there and 30. 15 and 20, 35-yard gain for Wallace. Oh, they're going to give him 28. I was doing some quick math there, Zach. Did you get that? Got it? Got your abacus out? Nah. So the quick sub in now, Braxton Bundy. Behind Talbert, 3 receivers to his right. Going to be an inside run to Talbert. There he goes. He's got a little room. Nice block on the outside. And Talbert out to the 21, 22-yard line. Boy, great job on the edge by... Oh, is that Haynes true? No. Is it? Ah, he's not on the 2 deep. Yeah, it is Haynes. Well, if you know how to watch football film, you're going to see that. He rolled that block. Normally, he's supposed to kick that defensive end out. He just turned and pinned him inside, gave Talbot some room to run. It was an awesome block. 3 receivers now sacked to the left. Wallace back in. He's going to get the ball. Starter steps back. Going to pick up about maybe a yard. We'll see. No gain on the play. Mustangs possibly setting something up there. All right. So Avery Cox on the line just to the right of Talbert. Million Allison to his left. Bootleg to the right. Cox is wide open again. Pass is made by Harrison Talbert. Cox tried to take it up the middle, but not much doing there. Javon Davis and Anderson. Kevin Anderson both in on the play. Mustangs have hit that play a couple times tonight. They might have gone to the well one too many times with that one. Cox is wide open, but it closed down pretty quick. All right, so 3rd and 10 now. Straight man coverage from the Trojans. Oh, Harrison's got a guy wide open in the end zone if he throws it far enough, and he didn't. The ball is picked off by Davis in the end zone. They're going to call it a touchback. That's a tough throw to make to your left. If Harrison throws that at the pylon, it's a touchdown. Overstreet had him beat. You could see that play developing early. So Kelly, not only with the pick, but with it being called a touchback. Boy, that was right on the goal line. That ball advances out to the 20. So the good individual play by Davis gives Kelly the ball back with 1:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. Empty set for Walker. Quick back pass. Looking outside, he's got Yusuk. Yusuk tries to step out of 1 tackle, but can't step out of 2. Talbert and Wallace with the stop. All right, approaching 8 o'clock now. A lot of the 4A games started at 6. And there's some wild stuff happening. Now, Central was just up on East 14-7, but East answers. That game tied up at 14. Thunder Basin was trailing Rock Springs 14-0, then 14-2. Now Thunder Basin leads 17-14. Sheridan leads Gillette 14-7. Inside handoff goes to Kraus. Kraus is going to have enough for a first down. Pushes the ball out to about the Kelly 33.5, 34-yard line.
Stuffed in there by 2.
This could be, well, we'll see. 17 seconds left on the play clock. 43 on the game. Walker in the pistol. Motion by Yusuk. Double swing pass. It's a screen out to Yusuk. Oh, and a great tackle by the junior Harrison Talbert. There was nothing doing there. Harrison closed that off so fast. There was no way that was going to happen. And that play is more than likely going to end the third quarter unless Kelly quickly gets up to the line.
Kelly Walsh is outside their 30-yard line.
So a loss of 3 on the play is going to take us to the fourth quarter. A fourth quarter where Natrona will start with a 17-0 lead. Kelly with the ball. 2nd and 14 in their own end. Oh, we got both bands playing at the same time again, Zach. It's not supposed to go that way, man. You gotta be nice and take turns. I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on. All right. Let's see. All right. Thanks for everybody to watching this evening. Well over 200 viewers now. Let us know where you're watching from. I know Miss Foster's down in Texas. Hope you're enjoying that warm weather, Bonnie. It is not warm here. Woof. There we go, Montana, California. Patrick, oh my gosh, great article this week, Patrick Schmidt, on WyomingFootball.com. I'm telling you, if you haven't started following Patrick's stuff, it is stuff of legend. He had a great piece on six-man football and an undefeated streak. You got to check that out. So thanks, Patrick, for watching again from California. Hope it's warm where you are. All right, fourth quarter, here we go. Walker hands it off inside. Krause has got a little running room. He's going to get it back to maybe the original line of scrimmage. And there were 2 guys that weren't in on that tackle for Natrona, so there's no way I'm going to try to get everybody's name. That's how you defeat the option. All right, I think we're getting some seniors rolling in now for Natrona. I'm going to do my best to get everybody's name read. That looks like Blake Burkle in, the 5'9", 193-pound defensive tackle. So 3rd and 9. Gain of about 4 on that last play. Walker with Yusuk in motion. Yusuk is back. Oh, and a play over the top. Again, good play design from Kelly. Just unable to connect. Colton Boros was open. Yusuk draws a lot of attention, and so when Walker took a few steps to his right, making it look like option, the whole defense moved, and there was a seam right down the middle, just barely overthrew Boros. So instead, Davis and Atkinson deep. I got to say, I've never seen this punt formation before. Oh, and the snap's over his head. Davis is running back. He's trying to get to it. David Miller's on him, but the ball is going to be downed at the Kelly 4-yard line. Oh. That's just a killer. I think that's 2 weeks in a row that's happened now. And NC looks to add their 4th score of the game. 1st and goal, Mustangs. Davis is a big kid, too. That was just over his head enough. So Natrona County now. Still with that 4-receiver set. Ten personnel is what they call that in the football world. Quigg motions to the left. We've seen this before. Rolling snap. Give us to Wallace, but he's got enough, and that's a touchdown for the senior running back. Dante Wallace punches it in from 4 yards out. And that gives Natrona a 23-0 lead. So again, a scoreless third quarter, just like the first half there. No score in the first quarter. No score in the third. First score of the second half goes to Natrona with 10:52 left. A one-play drive, the 4-yard touchdown run by Wallace. The Hoppins PAT is good. And the Trona now leads 24-0. Good to see Wallace running again for NC. When he's on, it's incredible. All right. Who's Howard Cosell? Come on. Come on. Looking at the chat here. Thanks for watching from Jackson. Kelly Wallace, class of 79. Like it. Kyle Key, what's up? You're in Afghanistan still. Thanks for watching. All right. Yeah, a lot warmer there, Bonnie. I know. So again, thank you, everybody. We're over 200. What are we at? 227 this evening. I know I'm sure a lot of people thought the game started at 7. They tried to start this game a little bit earlier in the day. So Wallace punches it in. That's his first touchdown of the evening. But I want to say that's his 11th on the season, and that might lead 4A. But I have got papers everywhere. So, goodness. Now, I have to take my pen out. Wallace. Nope, that's his 7th touchdown now. 7th touchdown of the year. Wallace has not played in a couple games for NC this year, so he's playing in this one. Doing a good job on defense as well. So Hoppins boots it. A high spinning kick. It's going to be bobbled and dropped. Yusuk drops it at the 15. He's going to spin out of one tackle, but not two. And he's tackled there by Overstreet, and Avery Cox is in on that play as well. Oh, the two return guys for Kelly ran into each other. That almost spelled disaster for the Trojans. But instead they keep the ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Kelly Walsh 15. So Kelly had something going on that last play that we saw. They had a guy wide open down the middle of the field. Just couldn't connect. So we'll see what they come back with here. Empty set now. 4. No, they're missing somebody. Do they have everybody? There's no way. Yeah, no, they don't. They only had 10 guys. All right, so Kelly's going to have to take a timeout. I was going to say, I was like losing my mind. I didn't see a running back. Then I was looking for the 5th guy. There's nothing there. Dang. All right. Well, let's look at the scoreboard again. Why not? So I thought that was going to be a lot more interesting when I brought this up just a little bit ago because the underdogs were winning all the other games. By the way, that was Kelly Walsh's first time out of the half. All right. Oh, South and Laramie are tied at 28 in the 3rd. If South wins that game, it is an absolute mess at the bottom of 4A. Thunder Basin now leads Rock Springs 24-14. So the Bolts look to remain undefeated. Sheridan still up 14-7 on Gillette. And Central and East tied at 14. I'm going to try to get on Twitter here and see if I can get some updates from our guys down in Cheyenne. All right. Now they've got 5 guys in the backfield with Walker. He's going to step back, no motion. He's going quick out. That's to Yusuk. Yusuk catches the ball at about the 21, turns it up for 2. Whoa, he got it for more than that. Gain of 9. All right. So 3 receivers to the left for Walker. Kraus now in the backfield in the pistol. Walker's going to keep it. Turns upfield, and he's going to be swarmed under by Dante Wallace. It's going to be enough for a first for Kelly. Gain of about 4. Another big game Patrick Schmidt mentioned this week was Warland having a really good middle part of the season, mentioning that the trip from Douglas up to the basin would be a big one, and sure enough it is. Warland leads Douglas 13-0 now. All right, Pine Bluff, Slingle. Man. So we're trying to get that Capital Bowl score. Oh, the time blitz by Braddock. He almost timed it perfect, but instead it's Yusuk. He's loose. He's going to pick up 11 on first down. 88 in the game now for Natrona. Cooper Hack, the 6'2", 196-pound senior in. So rotating everybody in on that defensive line. Miller, Wallace, and Braddock still at linebacker. So twin receivers, Kraus to Walker's left. Walker, back to pass, looks down the middle, he's got crossing routes. Yusuk had it in space, but the ball was a little bit behind him. Again, pretty good play design from Kelly there, just wasn't able to connect. 9:26 now with the clock stopped, 2nd and 10. As I mentioned before, Kelly is not known for their passing game. They're number 9 out of 10 teams in 4A. Much better at running the ball, near 200 yards a game on the ground. But when you're down 24-0, you got to move it, and you got to move it quick. Again, empty set. Kelly Walsh, Walker, back. Blitz up the middle by Braddock. He hits Walker pretty hard. Palomo with the stick on the out of bounds, but it's going to be a first down by the nose of the ball, and Kelly has it near midfield. Good hit by Palomo. Good job by Walker sticking in there. He got hit pretty well by Braddock. I think he's timing up that blitz pretty well. He had it last play too. He just stopped just short. Sorry, last drive. Kraus behind Walker. Snaps low and outside. Gives it to Kraus, and he's got some room, and he's out to the Natrona 41, I believe. So a little bit more tempo now for the Trojans. Jeffries and Dutcher now in on that interior line. Yusuk in motion. Play action pass. Walker over the middle. He's got a man again, but it's going to be intercepted. Talbert with the pick. Returns the favor. So he threw a pick in that third quarter. Now he gets one back. So second turnover by Kelly Walsh gives NC the ball on their own 23-yard line. 8:40 to go, fourth quarter. That one was there earlier in the game, but Harrison peeled off on the backside, came and stepped right in front of it. All right, so Mustangs with 2 receivers each side. Now they're going to give it to Braxton Bundy, and he's got a little bit of room, steps outside, runs over a man at the 32 and has easily a 12-yard gain. Bundy is a nice change of pace back. He's got good speed. I mentioned before he's got those hockey feet. He can cut on a dime. So a quick 12 gives Natrona a first down on their own 35. Talbert, low snap, give to Bundy again. Same play, same result. Talbert takes a big hit at the end of that one. So Bundy with a gain of 8.
Second and 2. Mustangs from their 43-yard line.
More subs in for Natrona. Chase Weishart back in. At the wideout, he's going to be at the X. So off to the left of Talbot. Second and 2. Robert Douglas goes in motion to the left. Talbot. He's going to give it up the middle. Bundy's going to be stopped just a yard short of the line of gain. So right on the 44. 3rd and 1. Kobe Kelly in. At the Z. Trojans with 8 in the box. Ball's going to be given to Bundy, and there he breaks one, breaks another. Runs over the safety at the 50 and finishes on the Kelly 49. That's going to be another Natrona first down. At the exact 7-minute mark. And see another first down. Harrison Talbot back to throw. It's going to be a screen pass. Drops it up to Bundy. He's got a little room. Goes up into the middle of all those blockers, and he's going to be marked down at the Kelly 39. So just short of a first down, about a half yard to go. All right, still tied up in Cheyenne. That game in the 4th. South and Laramie tied up in the 4th. Thunder Basin up 10 on Rock Springs in the 4th quarter. Talbot. Inside give is to Bundy again. Sidesteps one guy, sidesteps another. Easily enough for the first. So Bundy is out. Jackson is in. Wilsk had a couple carries in that first quarter. He's got a low center of gravity. He is tough to bring down. So Weishart to the short side. Talbot. He's going to give it to Jackson. He's got plenty of room. He's off to the side. He's got 10. Easily enough for the first down there. 10-yard gain by the senior. Jonathan True down there in the mix from his center spot. Ten-yard gain by Jackson. Puts the ball at the Kelly Walsh 26. And the ball is given to Jackson again. He's got some room off the outside. Runs over the corner out there. That's Spillane. Spillane's played well at that corner spot tonight, but Jackson's just a little bit bigger. There's that low center of gravity I was talking about. So that is a gain of 7. Puts the ball on the Kelly 19. Mustangs in no hurry now. Jackson was knocked out of bounds with 5:17 to go. East has just taken the lead on Central, now up 21-14. Talbot with the give to Jackson again. Wilsk is going to be just short. No, sorry, 2 yards short for the first down. So it's 3rd and 2. Natrona now on the Kelly 18.
Mustangs on the Trojan 18-yard line. Hey, you have a blue ticket for that 50-50. Let's get her out. You will read it right after this play.
So Kelly now with 8 guys in the box. They're going to try to stop the run. Talbot gives it up the middle. Wilsk has got the ball. We're going to mark him down at about the 17. Nope, 18. So we'll see what Coach Harshman decides to do. Steve's 29th Oil Bowl. His first season they went 0-8. His second season they went 1-7. The one was the Oil Bowl. They upset a very good Kelly Walsh team. And since then, Steve's only lost a couple Oil Bowls in a nearly 30-year span. So the 35-yard field goal from Hoppins, it is up and it is good. So Hoppins 2 for 2 on field goal attempts tonight, and that pushes the score up to 27-0 with 3:44 left in the game.
Hey, we have a winner, and this guy is a rich son of a gun. I'll tell you what, $42,050 is not taken.
$42,000 on the 50-50 tonight. That's a pretty good haul, Zach. When you win that much, you got to take me out for lunch, dude.
Oh, I will.
Yeah?
Believe it. Take everyone. Take it.
No. There we go, the old Chicago crew. Yes, thanks, Rainey, for getting us in there. Mr. Langmeyer from Alliance, Nebraska. There you go. Thanks for saying hey. Pretty cool that we're able to do this. Thanks for watching. Next home game for Natrona is going to be a big one. It'll be in 2 weeks. Well, every game's a big one now for the Mustangs for sure, and the Trojans. Talk about that here in just a minute. So Natrona goes to Central next week, who, as I mentioned earlier, has a 4-game win streak going into the Capital Bowl tonight. And then they finish at home against Rock Springs, who was leading Thunder Basin tonight. Kelly has to play both Gillette schools, if I remember correctly. All right, so the kickoff is back to Yusuk. He fields it at his own 5. Spurgeon blocked, looked like he had a play there. I'm not reffing. Well, that's all right. Yusuk with a good return out to the 30-yard line where Kelly will start. All right, so yes, Kelly goes to Thunder Basin next week. The Bolts look like they'll go into that game undefeated. And then they finish at home against Campbell County. Now, Campbell County has 1 win. So that game could be for a playoff spot. Kelly, 2 receivers each side. Kraus in the backfield. Give is to Kraus. Jeffries on the tackle with True and Braddock.
And that's up from the Natrona. 57 is Alex Hayworth.
3:13 and counting.
Gain of 3 yards, 2nd and 7 from 33.
3 receivers left for Walker. A bit of a false start. Braddock quickly in on Walker. Pass was intended for Boros. Went off his hands. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Kelly's 33-yard line. Big Jake Crow coming out. Senior giving way to DeAnthony Smith, it looks like. All right, so 3rd down 7, Walker. Brings Boros in motion. Kraus off to the left. Middle screen, and it's going to be picked off. Interception, Dante Wallace. That was a tight end middle screen, I think. Or it was going to Cockrum. Cockrum was the up back or the wide receiver to the right. Again, good play design, but the ball was tipped and went right to Wallace. And the senior comes away with the pick, the third turnover tonight for Kelly Walsh. And that should do it. 2:45 to go. Mustangs will start getting seniors in, so will the Trojans. We'll see where this one ends up. So yes, as I mentioned, Natrona at Central next week. And then at home against Rock Springs, that'll be a huge game. Both of those are big games. Oh, and what do we got? Oh, delay a game. That might be... Hell no, they had some penalties in the first half. I'm trying to think of what they were. Hi, Kelly. Nice to hear from you, Ms. Elliott. Thank you. 2 receivers each side. Ryan Sorensen in the game, and there he goes. He's got a little room off to the right. Rhino. About a 10-yard gain on first down. The senior. Braxton Bundy in the backfield with Ryan. Jathan Wilson in, number 15, the senior. Ryan gonna get it again. He's got a little room off to the right side, breaks one tackle. Not gonna break another one, but he's right at the first down marker. Tackle made there. Oh, I don't have a 32 for Kelly. Gosh darn it. Trying to do my job, Zach. Don't even have one on the PowerPoint, man. Come on. Come on. Everything's got to be in PowerPoint, right? So third down, Bundy now in at the tailback. About a half yard for a first. Minute 33 to go. Bundy's got the ball. He's going to go up the middle. Oh, and he might break this one. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Mustang, but there's a flag on the play. Yeah, and it's going to be a hold. Oh, that's too bad. That was a nice run. Nice run by Bundy. So that's a spot foul. That's going to take it back to the 29-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 10. Holy playoff scenarios. I can't, man, I don't even know. I'll try my best here. We got to wait for some finals first, but we'll try to update that before we get off the air tonight. I think I brought a pencil with an eraser, Zach, and this is going to be a mess. All right. I think Natrona's going to end up taking the timeout. Maybe. The clock is not running. Yep. Coach Harshman takes a timeout. Minute 23 to go. No, they called it downfield, so it's going to be about 3rd and 6. All right, so Thunder Basin is going to go to 7-0. As they lead at Rock Springs. So that puts Rock Springs at 4-3. South and Laramie still tied at 28. Sheridan leads Gillette. So we'll just say that they probably win that one out. So Campbell County goes to 1-6. Kelly's going to go 1-6. Laramie and South can't decide what they're doing. East is leading Central by 10 in the 4th, so they'll probably go to 5-2. Central goes to 4-3. Natrona goes to 5-2 as well, but they have the tiebreak over East. So we'll figure this out here in just a moment. That Laramie South game, I can't even tell you how big that is. Tied at 28 in the 4th. All right, 3rd and 7. Sorensen's going to keep it. He's got a little room up the middle. Can't quite get out of the tackle. by, I think that's 53 or 63. 63. Hansen for Kelly Walsh. No, that's Luke Nathan. Excuse me. Luke Nathan. So a minute to go in the game exactly now. Oil Bowl 2019 is going to go to the Natrona County Mustangs. They lead 27-0. For a game that usually has a ton of emotion and a few penalties, it's actually been a pretty clean game. Both teams have played really hard. Not many really big plays either. Just kind of been a steady Eddie game. So timeout number 2 for Natrona. Leaves them with 1. Goodness. So if Laramie pulls off the win against South tonight, South must just be playing out of their mind. I thought Laramie would kind of run with that one. So at any rate, so right now Thunder Basin, well, yeah, Thunder Basin's the 1. Sheridan's the 2. East and Natrona are tied at the 3, but Natrona has the tiebreak. That would put them at 3, East at 4. Central and Rock Springs are tied at 4 and 3. Central beat Rock Springs earlier this year, so they would be the 5. Rock Springs would be the 6. And then we have the logjam for 7 and 8. 3 teams tied at 1 and 5 coming into tonight's game. The only teams that have played, Laramie beat Kelly. Well, we'll get back to this in a minute. Hoppins for his 3rd field goal. All right, I'll try it again. 41-yard field goal by Hoppins. It is up. It is definitely long. Oh, it's no good. Might have been just short. So the missed field goal with 32 seconds left gives Kelly the ball one more time for the evening. So Campbell County got its first win in about 20 games against Laramie earlier this year. So all 3 of those teams have beat each other, except for Kelly Walsh has not played Campbell County, which I mentioned will be the game at the end of the season that's probably going to get one of those 2 teams into the playoffs. I think we can safely say that, because I don't think South's going to pick up another win, so they'll be at 1 and 6. Yeah, South finishes with Gillette and Central. So maybe Gillette, but I don't know. Gillette was pretty good when we saw him here about a month ago. All right, Walker back to pass. He's got 4 receivers out. Braddock on the blitz. Oh, it's nearly picked off by Owen Miller. Walker sidestepped pressure there and got that ball off. Shadrach Nash in now on that defensive line. '81 is Owen Horning in at corner down here. Kraus in motion. He's going to take the handoff, go up the middle. Going to break a couple tackles. He's going to be dragged down at the Kelly 28. Six seconds, 5, 4, and that's going to do it. So Natrona wins the Oil Bowl for at least the 3rd year in a row with a 27-0 victory over the Kelly Walsh Trojans. Oh, it was a tough game. It's tough to prepare for. Try to bottle those emotions all week. So Kelly moves to 1 and 6. Natrona moves to 5 and 2. Coach McKelkey's first game at head coach over at Kelly Walsh. Yeah, each team with 2 more games remaining in the regular season. well played game. I'm going to go over the stats real quick, at least the scoring, as the teams shake hands at the 50, and the Mustangs return to their sideline to lead in the school song. Good sportsmanship there by both teams. And everybody grows up together now. There's no school boundaries, so a lot of these kids went to elementary school and even middle school together. So nice job by both teams dialing it up. All right, so here we go. No score in the first quarter tonight in Oil Bowl 2019. It did open up a little bit in the second. Harrison Talbert, with the first of 2 touchdown runs tonight, scored with 9:23 remaining in the second quarter. Hoppins with the PAT makes it 7-0 Mustangs. After an interception, Talbert tucks it and takes it in for a 3-yard run with 6:32 remaining in the second quarter, making it 14-0. And then with 2 seconds left in the first half, Ben Hoppins hits a 30-yard field goal to make it 17-0 at the break. No score in the third quarter as both teams traded punts and field position, but Dante Wallace scored with 10:52 left in the game to make it a 24-0 game. Hoppins with the PAT, Wallace on a 4-yard run, and Hoppins ended the scoring with a 35-yard field goal to make it 27-0, which is our end score. So the victorious Natrona County Mustangs will meet in that south end zone and talk about where they need to go. They have 2 big games coming up. Central hanging tough with East tonight. I don't think they're going to pull off the win, but man, they were ahead in that game for a long time. And Central is certainly an offensive threat. They have an incredible passing game. So, Laramie's taking the lead on South now. They are up 35-28. The final from Rock Springs. Thunder Basin comes back to win, scoring 24 unanswered on the Tigers, winning 24-14. All right, so Laramie now leads. So Laramie might go to 2-5. That would move Kelly and Campbell County down to 8-9. So, could be a huge game over across town in a couple weeks. The Mustangs will go on the road to face the War Tribe at Risky Field down in Cheyenne next weekend. And then they'll come home for the regular season finale, senior night against the Rock Springs Tigers. Rock Springs, let's see who they play real quick. Oh man, too many tabs. Well, I'm not going to be able to find it, but who would they play? I am unsure. At any rate, the season winding down. Teams trying to solidify their playoff position. Looks like Sheridan's got their position almost wrapped up, but I do think East and Sheridan have to play yet. So that could be a big-time game and mess that thing up at the 2-3 spot. So, at any rate, we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Thanks for all the positive comments, and really appreciate our administration allowing us to do this. And Madsy and his kids were up there in that cold weather. It's down to 31 on the bank clock now, so that wind chill's got to be around 25. So make sure that you send them some love on the socials, and we really appreciate that. For Mr. Madsy and his crew, Zach Nagy's doing all this wizardry with Photoshop and all this kind of stuff. I don't even know how he does it. Toggle keys, you name it, he's got it down. So great job, Zach, and I think that'll be it for us tonight. So final score of Oil Bowl 2019 is Natrona County 27, Kelly Walsh 0. Good night, everybody.